Alrighty, so had a wonderful surprise this morning. I've got a second litter now. And I had a few questions last time about why we were actually messing with them so early. And there's three different reasons. We got to check to make sure, and I said this in the last video, so I'm surprised people were still asking. But anyway, there's three things we're checking for. We want to make sure their umbilical cord is good. It's not like, hasn't been nipped off. The mom's supposed to chew it off pretty close to the body. If it's too long or maybe tangled up on them, it can create problems. The other thing, we want to make sure that the amniotic sac is off of them so they can breathe. And if a little piece dries to their skin, it sticks really hard and it's hard to get off without hurting the baby or soaking the baby down to get it off. So we want to make sure they don't have the sac on them, the umbilical cord's good, and you know, just make sure the mom's keeping them clean. Not every animal is a good mother, so we want to make sure she's doing a good job, not just assume she is. Hey, mamas. Hey, mamas. Oh, you got some little babies in there. Looks like a small litter. Oh, another thing people have been asking is, this mink you guys actually haven't been introduced to. This mink over here, her name is Maher. Maher for short. Her full name is Maher Shal al-Hashbaz, which it's like, what the heck? That's a big old name. That's not actually Omaha, like you might assume. A lot of my mink have Omaha names. Her name is actually in Hebrew, and it's from the book of Isaiah in chapter 8, and in the Old Testament of the Bible. And what it means is destruction is imminent, or basically destruction is coming quickly. So she is a total bad A little mink, super aggressive. She's actually, as you saw yesterday, become very friendly with humans. But that wasn't how she started. But she's warmed up to me, obviously, as you could tell yesterday. She's not very aggressive anymore, but she's still very aggressive on prey. So that's why she got the name Maher Shal al-Hashbaz. We just call her Maher for short. So Maher had the great big litter from yesterday. So let's take a look at these babies and see what we've got here. Come on out, mama. Come on out, mama. Come on out, sweetheart. Can we check on your babies? We want to make sure they're all good. Come on out, sweetheart. Are you hungry? Actually, she's acting kind of hungry. Let's put some feed out. Maybe she'll come out to eat. Hey, look. Look at this. You want some food? Yeah, that worked great. There you go, sweetheart. Okay, so they're all nice and clean. The mama did a good job cleaning them off. You see their umbilical cords are starting to dry. So this one has 3 males and a female. This is our only female in the group. And let's, one of them had a bit of an umbilical cord problem. Here we go, see that? It's not totally chewed off. See, this one's got a bit of a dangling cord, so we're gonna cut that off. There we go. See, that little piece was hanging there and kind of dry. It might get tangled in something and pull and cause some damage. So we just made sure it was nice and clean. And that's what we did yesterday. I didn't show it, but we clipped a long umbilical cord just like that. So that's what we're doing when we're inspecting them, making sure they're healthy, counting them, and keeping their cords clean. These guys are nice and big, probably because they're from a smaller litter, I'm guessing. But they all look nice and healthy. They're wiggling around. So we're going to put them back with the mama. Okay, mama. Come on back in, sweetheart. So let's check out Maher's litter, see how they're doing now. So obviously now we're not checking for, you know, umbilical cords and other stuff. Now we're just checking to make sure they're growing healthy and that they're getting enough milk. Because the minute they're starting to have problems, we want to start shifting them over so that they're close to an even litter. So basically we want to make sure they've got an even load. So we might have 7 and 7 so that the females aren't, she's not nursing all the babies and she has a light load. Make the load a little easier. The tricky part will be figuring out a way to determine which babies are which mother. And that might be kind of tricky because I want to make sure I know the lineage to the babies, but we'll figure that out. Let's check out Maher and see how her babies are doing. Hey, sweetheart. Hey, sweetheart. Can we see your babies? Can we see your babies? Can we see your babies? Come on out here, look. No, you already got food, so you're not interested in more food, huh? Come on out, Maher. Oh, good girl. Come on out. Oh, good girl. Thank you, sweetheart. I'll be brief. I'll be brief. Let me in there. I'll be brief. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. Okay, let's see how these little guys are doing. And these guys are a day older and they're smaller. Because there's so many of them, I'm guessing. Make sure we haven't lost any. Okay, let's see. So, see, they're not doing bad. They look strong, but so let's put them back, and I'm gonna call my mink farmer friend, see what he says. So I just talked with my mink farmer buddy. I've been keeping close contact with them because they obviously raise thousands of babies every year. I mean, what better expert to talk to than someone who raises thousands of baby mink every year? So I discussed with them what they thought, and they said, for now, leave the babies with their original mother. If there's no problem, if it's not broke, you don't need to fix it, kind of thing. So we're going to leave them together for now, and then we're just going to carefully check and watch every day. If the babies start to seem like they're needing more milk than they're getting, or they're not quite being taken care of the way they should, we're going to do one of two things depending on their age. If they've made it all the way till they're like 2 weeks old, 3 weeks old, before we start seeing any problems, if that's the point, we're going to start supplementing them with milk. Because by the time they're that age, we want to start handling them and socializing with people anyway. And what a great way to do that, but to give them a little supplementary formula along with their natural mother's milk. If, however, we start to see problems early on, let's say, 2 or 3 days from now, they're too little. I really don't want to be introducing a foreign substance, a foreign formula into their body at that little of an age. So, plus I don't want to be handling them too much at that little of an age. So what we'll do is we'll shift them over to the new mama. So we'll just wait and see. So one other thing people have been asking about, and I've already explained, but I'm going to re-explain. I guess I didn't explain it good enough. So sometimes some people have been curious, why the small cages? Well, first off, the mama mink aren't going to go anywhere for the next couple days. If you notice here, what have they been doing the whole time? They just lay with their babies. They have no desire nor need to really range or get out and exercise. They need to be staying in with their babies. The bigger and more luxurious the cage, we create two problems. One, it's more tempting for the mama to be out doing something else. If the mama's not a very good mama, she might not be laying with the baby. She'll be off playing or doing something else. So that can be a problem. The babies need her warmth. As much as possible, they need her with them. So the small cage encourages that, to stay with the babies. Another thing it does is it creates less complication. More complicated the cage is, the more likelihood of accidents. The babies can fall out, like I explained before. The mother might give birth in an inappropriate place. Here it's very straightforward. Hey, have the babies in the box. There's no other options. Another thing is as time progresses and the babies get older, they're going to start coming out. And when they're little, this can create complications with them getting trapped behind things, falling through the wire, all kinds of different problems. This is a very temporary setup. As soon as it becomes clear that it's safe for the babies and the mother's actually wanting more freedom, I'll make sure we provide it. But as long as it's not a problem, as long as the mothers seem content, and the babies need, obviously, to be in a safe, secure place, we're going to keep them in these little nursery cages, because really we want what's best for the babies. We want to make sure they're safe. If it comes between inconveniencing the mothers for a couple weeks and keeping the babies safe, I'm going to inconvenience the mothers. They can last for a couple weeks of inconvenience to ensure the safety of their young.